Hello, my beautiful people, like, share, and subscribe. So, dollar is now back to 1.4 after their abracadabra economics. Huh? I even praise Kadasu on this channel. You understand? Because me, at the end of the day, I want Nigeria to be good. I want to see Nigeria good in my lifetime. People cannot suffer from beginning of their lives to the end of their life. For majority of Nigerians, I was telling my father that I say, Daddy, even though you're not extremely poor or you're not poor, you understand? I told him that, at least in Nigerian style, I told him that you have suffered all your life. From lack of proper health care to bad roads to no electricity. No, you have not ever gone for vacations since I know you. And I've seen their counterparts in other African countries, especially Southern Africa, of people that if those people were in Nigeria, my father might be better off than them. But those people are living a more quality life. No pollution, everywhere is clean, decent. Okay, let me go back to the story of this dollar thing. Dollar now is 1.4. All the money they are taking from reserve to shield it is failing. Okay, why don't the government try to look for another way as they are trying to do their small shielding, taking money from reserve to, why don't they pump money into industrialists, large scale farming? Then this one area guy that has been on a rise before, going all over saying he's met northern governors on how to scale export and plantation stuff. Why don't you meet him, say, okay, do you have idea of small scale farming? Come to Aso Rock, let's have a discussion. Start from the southeast, let's use southeast as a pilot scheme. Anywhere you see land, call the government, let's negotiate with the community. The community owns the land. What the federal government does is buy agricultural machine and tractors and distribute the land, and they do survey. That place already turns a farm zone. You can even start with beans or crops that grow in months. Do you understand what I'm saying? Things like, I don't know how long sweet potato grows and all those things. Imagine you flood the country with beans and sweet potato. That one just to reduce the tension of the hunger at a very, very cheap price. Do you think people will not substitute to that? Then you start doing crops of annual crops. So what, like maybe, I don't know how long yam grows, but I'm not sure yam grows long. You look for varieties that grow quick. There are even beans species that grows in 40 days. What are we doing? And anyway, once you solve the problem of food, if you do scale of preference, that's why economics is important for everybody. If you do scale of preference, you understand what I'm saying? You understand that food is number one, then you have shelter and clothing. Solve that food thing, you have solved 50% of problem of Nigeria. Cheap food. People are not even saying you should give them free food. Cheap, flood the whole place. Imagine you flood the whole place with beans and potato in the 6 zones. So if you do it, run the pilot scheme. You say one area will pay you 3 million or 4 million every month. If don't try to steal Nigeria money, if you steal it, you're going to jail. Use only young people, only young. Don't use any abalaba, only young. Pay them well, maybe minimum let's say 150, and see the cost of plus and minus. You understand? So you know how much the government is spending on these or growing a large monoculture plantation, because that's the only way we can have sufficient food, not all this subsistence farming thing. Why I'm saying this thing is we are focusing too much on this dollar thing. Then why we focus actually is because Nigeria imports basically everything. From your beans, you can start producing baked beans. Now, if you want to export, you must export only processed goods. From your beans, you're producing baked beans. Even what's the name of this man that was harassing this girl? Tomato paste guy. That guy produces food. He already has the experience. Those are the people you need to scale up. You can call all the food processors in Nigeria and say, come, we want you to scale up with produce produced within Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? We want you to scale up with food produced within Nigeria. We'll give you maybe zero tax for 2 years. You understand what I'm saying? From the years what you need, we'll give you FS, pump it on food. Now that food you cannot export it will be for local consumption. So these are plus or minus things you will do. Do things even if you make mistake at the end of the day. You see how you adjust it and the rest. No, people don't want to think out of the past. You have tin and columbite in Jos, and they use tin for packaging. Are you not seeing that we are stupid set of people in this country? Let's even assume we cannot be the big thing. This thing. There are crude ways of doing things. There we have chemistry people and chemistry people all over the place. Why don't you do a look just the way they do crude oil? We do our own in our small scale and be doing it. Before you know, you have a multiplier effect. I don't know, black people, something, I always say that something is fundamentally wrong with the black man. And the problem is that Nigeria is the biggest black country, and we are not doing anything to show. You're building a coastal road. If you upgrade Port Harcourt Seaport and do a railway, cargo railway from Port Harcourt to Aba to, let's say, down to Asaba, the economic value of Port Harcourt to Aba especially is more than that coastal rubbish road. What are they producing in those roads? Why don't you upgrade? There's already seaports in Port Harcourt, and your nonsense coastal road you want to do. I'm not saying the coastal road is not important, but for now that's not what we need. Electricity is there, no road. You say na coastal road you wan go dey do. You see people like God. People like Renomokri deceiving these runners. When you go to the page, you see people that are as old as my father insulting people, doing tribalism on this Renomokri's page. Man, this Nigeria. Tomorrow now, somebody want to go and marry a daughter of a tribalist. Before you marry, check wetin the papa of the people. Do investigation. Don't go and marry into a home where you married. The girl is good. The family is a tribalistic morons. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do the right things so that we'll praise you. This dollar, I predicted 2,000. I've always mentioned it that TINUBU will not improve Nigeria because TINUBU might have the will, but he doesn't have the discipline. The discipline cut down costs of government, pump the money into these ventures. If they cut down costs of government, the money they will generate. Imagine the executive or whatever spend 1/4 of the total of Nigerian budget. Now you carry like half of that money, pump into things that are viable. Look at the roads. Why, if you do all the roads like the way you do the Temelan road, all the federal roads, upgrade it, people will praise you now. There's nobody that is stupid. Abeg, man, I get out.